Well, to this computer. Go. Hello, team.
Oi, oi.
What's cooking?
Hello. Should we pick up where we left off, or should I run my story back?
We've
Run
got
a story to go back because I was
give
in
Tyler
here.
an intro. Does everyone
Oh,
know?
okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, I'll tell the story and
anyway.
we'll run it back in a moment because I'm sure you guys will be as shocked as what Jordy and Jay just were.
All
It's
right.
nothing too exciting. I'm gassing it up now.
No,
Go,
it
friends.
is big. It is big news in the bodybuilding world.
I'm
This is
devastated.
groundbreaking bodybuilding Australian news.
Jay, you're setting me up for failure.
What is this big piece of news?
Tom got special
okay,
invite to the Olympia. Go on.
Breaking news. Yeah, I'm announcing the special invite. No, so obviously, I got like a refeed and I was doing my meal plan. And I was going to put cereal in it. And I was like, what's like low fat, calorie dense cereal? And I was like, fuck, I could go for a box of Frosties. I watched like a Jack Eagles video and this guy's like punishing Frosties. Mate, they've been discontinued. You can't get them.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a quick look into it. I don't know the logistics, so don't quote me, but something to do with Kellogg's and some American thing. And you can't get it at Coles and Woolies anymore. So you're probably going to have to go to like those backdoor sweet shops that sell Cinnamon Toast Crunch for $15 to buy them, probably.
No
But you
way.
can't get it at Coles and Woolies. It's gone. I know. I was absolutely like gutted, mate.
What,
So-
the frosted cornflakes, you mean?
Like
Yeah.
You know, with the
Frosted.
tiger on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I haven't had them for so long.
All right,
I know. I had a hankering
now.
for them.
I'm going to admit something right now. It's not my proudest moment.
I've never had them.
Shut the fuck up, you idiot. You're wrong. So, in like deep off season, I don't have a sweet tooth at all. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you've said this before, huh?
yeah. So I went through a phase in one of my off seasons where I was having frosted flakes with water.
Oh, that's fucked, dude. That's absolutely rank.
Is that? I don't think
Wow.
it's that hard to be fair.
Just water.
Bro,
no
you know
protein.
why it wasn't? You know why it
I
wasn't?
mean,
There's so much sugar on those fucking frosted flakes. It was so sweet.
Was it so you had
it's
no
more the
protein?
consistency of water, you know?
Yeah,
It's not
it
like,
ruins it completely.
yeah, because milk's like, it's not water. It's got a bit of a thicker texture to it, if you will.
That is psychotic.
I actually relate to that with the sweet tooth thing on an off season, you know, like when food gets really high, I'm the same. I remember my cream of rice used to just be like a mission to get down and not even enjoying the LCMs or anything. And then the other like savory meals were much more palatable.
Who doesn't enjoy an
So I get it.
Did we actually?
Oh, peak off season, bro. I used to just like swallow them.
Did you actually? Did we formally introduce Tyler to the podcast?
No.
For everybody watching, this is the tallest bodybuilder in Australia.
That's
I've
a pretty
coined
good
that
title to
term.
have.
I don't know. I think there is someone who's a similar height, but I'm taking it. It's mine.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
You're
Yeah.
the tallest
Anyone-
active bodybuilder.
Correct. And if you want to fight me at nationals for that title, we will fight.
Bring a
And I say
basketball.
that, and I say that, yeah, meet me at the court. I do not fight. I'm much too nice.
That is true. Tyler's probably the nicest person I've ever met in my life.
But yeah, I have self coined the Australia's tallest bodybuilder I have. And if I turn pro one day, maybe in 10 years, maybe 15, could be 20, I will be the world's tallest IFBB pro, which would be insane.
You have to keep
But
running it back
I
until
got-
you get it.
I'm going to be 45, bro. Masters.
It happens, it happens. It'll still be a title.
Pro card's a pro card. Gotta get it.
That's what I'm saying.
How tall is Jamie the Giant?
At that point, I've shrunk. He's 6'5".
And you're 6'7".
So I got 2 inches, but he's not the tallest. I believe Josh Maley is the current tallest, another UK boy.
Is he
He's
6'6"?
6'6",
Yeah.
and I'm 6'7".
Fucking hell.
So, and I feel like they're open as well, which is even more impressive. Like, I feel like if someone's men's physique at, I don't know, it's hard because tall guys don't have backs, you know?
Is this
So I
you
guess,
announcing? Is this you announcing your switch to men's physique?
Oh, man. For the way my legs look at the moment, I fucking probably should.
I'll behave. But anyway, we've obviously got Tyler on today. We're actually to the two people that listen to us. We are making an effort to get more guests on, so feel free to give us some suggestions. But Tyler,
All right, bro.
Huh?
We have 200 people that watch us regularly. Okay.
That's
I'm
true.
one of them. I'm a big fan. I'm the number one
Hey.
fan, in fact.
Tyler
not
is a
missed an
loyal
episode.
fan.
So
Yeah.
we fucked up. We fucked up by getting Ty on because now we lose
Yeah.
a viewer for the week.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he's not going to watch this one.
We just lost one.
I'm gonna watch it. Are you kidding? I'm so deprived of bodybuilding content sometimes. I'll just watch it just to have it on in the background. I'm keen for this episode to come out.
Fuck, who's this Tyler guy?
He sounds great.
But look, we wanted to have him on because as the same as Jayke, he is what about 3.5 weeks out?
3 weeks out.
3 weeks tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
3 weeks out tomorrow. Yeah, fuck. I thought it was Wednesday. I don't know why. Yeah, so we obviously wanted to get Tyler on. We wanted to chat to him about. We want to do the boring stuff, the past and how he got into bodybuilding and all that, the X's and O's. But also for those of you that have done preps before and are in prep now, me and Tom were talking about this earlier. You tend to get into like the philosophical part of the prep around 2 to 3 weeks out, where you get a little bit deep, and you get a little bit emotional, and you're happy to talk about deeper things. So I think that those are always good conversations to have, and I know Tyler's a good conversationalist with that kind of stuff anyway. So I just want to have him on and chat shit.
Yeah, I try to be. I don't know how deep. I don't know. Put me on the spot. We'll
Put him
see.
on the spot. Have
I'm gonna start crying.
any of you boys got any questions that you want to ask Tyler?
I'll ask him one.
Yeah.
Tyler, how does your training differentiate, or is there anything that you do differently compared to normal sized humans? Obviously,
It's
with
funny
longer limbs, etc.
Yeah. Honestly, like the only differing factor is it's just extremely difficult for me to find pieces of equipment that I actually fit in,
Yeah.
and having to modify a lot of pieces of equipment to fit the length of my limbs, because the reality is the way you train doesn't change based off of how tall you are. Like obviously you still want to take the muscle through a full range of motion, load in the eccentric, contracting it with resistance, progressive overload, the basics, they stay true across everyone, regardless of the size or the length of the tissue. It's just purely the fact of like figuring out what I can fit into and what feels good for me, So I wouldn't say my training's different at all, to be quite honest with you. I would say it's kind of interesting though for me, when we're talking strength and how that relates to someone of my size, because it's hard to gauge like if I would be a strong individual, because you need to factor in the range of motion that I would take a dumbbell through would be double that of someone like, I don't know who the shortest on the podcast is. I'm going to say Tom. It would be double that of Tom on like an incline dumbbell press, but I'm 30 kilos heavier than Tom in the off season. So it's like that kind of power to weight ratio is another thing to factor in.
Yeah.
But as far as the way training goes, it's the same. It really doesn't change. The only thing that's different for me is because the muscle is so much longer and the bones are so much longer, for it to have the appearance of fullness and roundness, it's just going to take that much longer for that tissue to accumulate and actually look that kind of way. It's just a matter of time, really.
Do you feel like a lot of your training, maybe more now than ever, or more so in the past even, do you feel like you were gravitated to a lot more free weight stuff because of the machine, like because of the struggle of kind of finding machines that did accommodate someone of your size? Do you feel like it was you just gravitated towards more free weight stuff?
Honestly, not really. It's literally just the case. A lot of cables for sure, because obviously you have that freedom, but not really, to be quite honest with you. I kind of am in belief of like the best way to train a muscle is in its most stable environment. So I don't really like leverage many barbells, if I'm being quite honest with you. Or I mean, obviously I dumbbell press and all that other good stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm that restricted in that, I stay away from machines. It's purely just the case. Like even today at Doherty's, right? I sat down to use like a Flex Fitness lat pull down that they've got there. It kind of like sits up above over your head. I don't know if you've seen it, the pin loaded one.
Yeah, I love that.
And no, it looked great, right? So I sit down, like, cool, I'm going to try this. And I go up and like full range of motions like this, like I'm not able to actually get a full stretch.
Yeah.
and you can't adjust the seat down. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I guess I can't use that then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I do, I go grab a normal lat pull down and I do that instead, right?
That's a shame.
So it was,
That is such a good machine. That is,
It's good
I
underhand as well.
know, I know.
oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, so it's literally just that. I would sit down, I'd use a piece of equipment, and I'd think, is there a way I can modify this? Well, no, unless I'm go on my knees,
Yeah.
and that's just gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then I just move on and figure out another alternative, to be honest with you. Like, there's definitely ways I've modified things in the past. Like some of you guys might see with the DY row, the hammer strength one, I'll cram a foam roller in between my chest and the pad, and then wrap a bunch of resistance bands around it.
Yeah.
And then that way that increases the length my chest is away from the handle and I can actually get a full stretch.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just gotta take the loss and figure it out, you know?
Yeah. Actually, I have to say, for someone your size and the length of your limbs, you're a fucking strong dumbbell presser.
He's extremely strong.
Like crazy strong. For someone of the length of the arms you have, you're pressing like 75s, aren't you?
I think I did get up to the 75s. Yeah,
That's
I did.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like
That's
the
fun.
range,
I
the
kind of get
range
to a
of
point where I'm a
motion.
bit scared, you know? And I'm like, is this worth it? I think
Yeah.
I'm going to touch the 80s like once,
Yeah.
and then I'll probably hang it up. I don't know. I saw these 100-kilo dumbbells at Obsidian 2 in Bali, and I was like, it'd be cool to lift those just once, you know?
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, just press them.
Like I saw a video
Yeah.
of those doing them like 2 days ago or whatever, and I'm like, that's fucked. And he's what, 5'11", 6 foot, and you're 6'7" doing that. Like it's fucking that. Like to talk about how strong you are, like that's strong. Like that is legit strong.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, I definitely, well, I mean, it shows my physique, you know, I feel like for me, shoulders and chest are pretty good for sure. And I've always been a fairly strong presser.
Yeah.
My hack squat as well, I feel like is decent. It's just, once again, it's like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm cheating because I'm so much heavier as well. Because I was 135 when I'm pressing a 70-kilo dumbbell. So I feel
Yeah.
like that has got to count for something regardless of the length.
For sure.
But I don't know,
Mass
maybe I'm
does
just being
affect mass.
modest.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should just take the compliment.
Maybe just take the compliment. Yeah. Maybe don't think too much about it.
Yeah, I'm strong, guys.
What,
You are fucking
Josh,
strong.
what's the heaviest you chest press? Because I've not even gone above like 57 and a half. I don't even think I've done 60s. I might have done 60s.
I've touched 57s, but like for like
Yeah.
5 reps maybe. Like I'm not a strong presser at all.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah, 57s maybe, but I just like I struggle with the stability of it. I think too much in the movement, you know, because I'm someone who has struggled to like connect with their chest. It is something that I probably just overthink now. Like I trained with Brett yesterday, like he put me through a PT session, and like I was using 40 kilo dumbbells, you know, and like just the way that he had me doing the movement just to get more out of it. Yeah, I had to pull right back, which was fine. I don't mind it because I was feeling it a little bit more, but yeah, like I couldn't press 55s, 57s the way that I did yesterday at all. So
I think that's the key difference.
yeah,
How you're
sure.
how you're pressing them is the key difference.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
And anybody can lift heavier than they think
Yeah.
they can, but you know, when you're trying to just isolate the chest or something like that, you will use far less load
100%.
regardless.
100%.
But yeah, fuck, super strong. If you just want to move weight, move weight. It's fucking
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but obviously, but bodybuilding to
Those
an
top
extent-
sets, that's what they're for.
Yeah, bodybuilding obviously to an extent. There's obviously got to be a massive factor of knowing, like feeling what you're doing as well, and obviously having that a bit more of a focus on target.
Exactly. And it's just different training methodologies.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And there's obviously, we all know there's a million different ways to do things, and there's not really any right or wrong way. Just whatever suits you best and whatever you feel like you're making the most progress with, you know?
Yeah, I think that's something that people really need to keep in mind. You know, like people get so married to one way or another when you can really do both in the same fucking session. You know, like
Yeah.
there's nothing
That's what
stopping you
gets me
from
the
doing-
most.
Yeah,
I got sent this story the other day about this guy, like this old head harping on why no one's got density because they're not clanging and banging with barbells and shit. And one of my clients sent it to me, and he's like, "I totally agree with this." And I was like, "Really? I strongly disagree."
Yeah.
I was like, "Mechanical tension is mechanical tension.
Yeah.
Slanging a barbell for a barbell row isn't going to give your back the appearance that it's going to be more dense." I just don't think that is the case. to be quite frank with you. And in any case, it's like, yeah, do a barbell row, cool, but also use a cable or use a machine. You know, why be so dogmatic? Do it all.
Yeah. And I also think people need to understand that, like, I don't think, for most people at least anyway, you can't train the same way through every single body part. I cannot train my chest the same way I can train my back. I could put 3 plates on a barbell row fairly comfortably and do it, and I feel my back really nicely. The reps might not be the cleanest, but I feel like I would get a lot out of it. But I can't train my chest that way, otherwise I'm just not going to get anything out of it.
I actually have a funny. So I listened to the Muscle and Fitness podcast today with Joe Palacios. Palacios. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
With like Dennis, Boston Mass, and Milos, and obviously Joe has like an exceptional back.
Yeah.
So they're asking him what his back training is, right?
Well, hey.
Freak.
They're asking what's your back training? Are you? I know he reminds me of like a Jersey Shore bro.
He is.
And they're like, are you doing barbell rows and deadlifts and dumbbell rows? And he's like, no, I do all machines. And they just go silent. Like literally, I'm forgetting what's Boston Mass's name? I'm blanking right now. Jose Raymond. And he just is like shocked. He's like, what? You just do machines?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the proof is in the pudding, you know?
Yeah.
You don't need to do a barbell row to build a back. Yeah, it works. We know it works, but there's other ways to skin a cat.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
At the end of the day, do what the fuck you enjoy.
Yeah.
And that you can work hard at. Like that you can actually have intensity in.
Yeah. Something might be 5% more optimal or work better, but if you don't enjoy it, there's no fucking point in doing it at the end of the day, man.
Oh man. So true.
I couldn't do every single movement with like a fucking 5 second eccentric on everything. Like I could do it on some things, but I couldn't do it on everything. I just wouldn't find it fun. You know, there's some movements where you just want to move it, you know, and especially where you can get away with that, you just want to do it. I think there's a time and place for every tool, you know. Yeah. But Tyler, this is your second competitive season. How long? It's been a fucking while since the first one.
Has 20 Tom, when was it? I competed with Tom. Can you believe that? Tom and Jordan.
Yeah, I remember.
2022?
Yeah.
April, season 8?
Yeah, season 8, 2022.
Damn.
Yeah.
So 3.5 years.
Well,
yeah, it's been about that.
What was your stage weight in 2022?
I think it was about 94.
And what do you think your projected stage weight? It's like I obviously we can get into the nuances after, but let's say you're ready now. What is your stage? What do you reckon your kind of predicted stage weight would be?
I would say like in that like 111 or 113, 14 range, somewhere in there. It's kind of hard right now, you know. I'm sitting at about 112 right now.
Yeah.
I've been as low as in the 110s.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll reach that point again. So looking like probably over 112, I would say would be a ballpark at this point in time.
That's pretty incredible, man. Like fucking near on 20 kilo increase is no joke.
Yeah.
Regardless whether the 3 years of off season, like regardless, 20.
And it wasn't even like 3 years of bodybuilding. There was a big chunk of that where I wasn't really bodybuilding because I was looking at potentially exiting it.
Yeah.
I would say that was the culmination of 3 pushes, three quality massing phases when I got back from Japan. 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's probably that's probably where I built majority of the tissue, because after the show I was in a bit of a different spot and I wasn't really bodybuilding or being coached or anything like that. I was just hovering, if you will, existing.
So what made you get back into bodybuilding after taking a break from it?
I was going to say what
what would you rather me answer?
So, because obviously you'd finished your show in 22, and then you said you went on holiday, and you had a bit of a break. Was that like pre-planned to kind of step away for a bit, or did you just not feel it in the moment?
It was a few things, man. So one of it was, kind of realizing that I'm so limited by the fact I'm really tall, and having a coach not a coach, having a conversation, sorry, I don't want to really delve into who, but having a hard conversation with someone that kind of said like, look, I'm not really sure if it's worth it for you.
Yeah.
sort of thing, you know? And that conversation was had shortly after my last show. And, you know, obviously when you come off the back of a show, you are in a little bit of a fragile place.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of played on my mind quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then, and then that was playing on my mind alongside of, I was in a point in my life where I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with myself in the ways of career. And I was having a really hard time existentially with what path my life was going to take.
So you
And
weren't,
it felt like,
you weren't coaching at that point?
no,
Yeah.
no. I was working at a supplement store, just like going and selling subs, working a retail job. So I was kind of in this spot where I was like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, right? I didn't think PT was even like a good career. I didn't think you could make money in it. I didn't think it was like something that had longevity, or I didn't even think of it as a career. You know what I mean? It was just something that people did.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that belief or see myself doing it. So I was kind of at this point where I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And bodybuilding is detracting from that. Like I'm putting time and energy into this, but you know, this person's just told me like, what's the point? You know, you're 6'7", not knowing that the point is I love it. So I was kind of having a really hard time coming to terms with that and trying to figure out, you know, what path and what trajectory my life was going to take. And then that lasted for, you know, 6 months or so. And I went over to Japan and had a holiday and that was awesome. And then once again, I came back from that holiday in that same place. And I made like the decision to say, you know, try out for the police. And I really wanted to do that. That was like, and something I would still wish like I had that opportunity because I think it would be an awesome career. But, you know, it was pretty much shut down immediately based off of my tattoos. Because not because I have tattoos, they don't like the nature of them, and because they're visible on my arms, you know, you can't get let in.
Yeah.
So once that dream was shut down, I went deeper into a hole for sure, and then struggled quite a bit again because that was like once I get back from this holiday, you know, I'm gonna apply for the police. I'm gonna put everything into this, and then to be shut down based off of something like a tattoo where like I can't get rid of that, you know. I tried actually. I went through tattoo removal, which was very expensive and very painful and didn't get me very far. And they were also very vague on, you know, what specific tattoo it was. So I'm getting these tattoos lasered and I don't even know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
And that's just because I was so desperate because I wanted to do this and I had nothing else to hold on to. So this was kind of the only thing that was, you know, keeping me, you know, feeling some type of way or wanting me to continue to, you know, give myself purpose. So, so I went through all of that and then eventually applied to the fireys. I went all the way through the firefighters application process right up to the last interview and didn't make it through the last interview, unfortunately. And at this point, I'd been coaching just like for free, just helping friends and kind of just doing it for fun and really finding a lot of enjoyment in it. I had like 7 or 8 guys that I was just coaching for free, just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, if I don't get into the fireys, I've already done my PT certificate. I'll hit up Chasing Better because I know a guy that PT's there, and I'll just PT, whatever. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll just start doing that. And then so I didn't make it into the fireys, got straight into Chasing Better, and then my business took off. And at this point, I was like, what I say, 50-50 bodybuilding. I was running and getting fit, but also kind of bodybuilding because I just loved to bodybuild. I wanted to live a lifestyle. I was still eating my meals. I was training 5 times a week. I was getting coached by Callum at the time as well.
Yeah.
We did a cut after Japan, so I was getting lean. I was really fit. So I was still living the bodybuilding lifestyle, but I wasn't all the way in. And then as soon as I was like, fuck it, I'm going into PT and I'm just going to dedicate everything to bodybuilding in this right now. And then that's kind of just turned into my PT business really grew quite rapidly. I was super blessed in that I had no issues getting clients at Chasing and immediately was, you know, very well set up in a couple of short months, which is unheard of. And I feel so grateful for that. I've just completely entrenched myself in bodybuilding and really found the passion and love for it and kind of changed my mindset on, you know, why do I do this? You know, do I do this for accolades? Do I do this to be a pro? Like reality is I don't, you know, I would bodybuild if none of that was there purely because it gives me purpose. It's the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning and when I get out of bed. And I remember telling that to someone, and it kind of, when I said it aloud to them, I was like, shit, it does give me a reason, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good enough reason as any to do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to bodybuild because you can be good at it. You can bodybuild just because you love it. That's okay.
Yeah. 100%.
So, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, Tyler's a good example of somebody who just loves bodybuilding for the process,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome. And like, there's so much that can be taken from that story. Because I can't necessarily relate to it, but I know that a lot of people can, and a lot of
Yeah.
people will. So it's pretty fucking cool. I actually didn't know a lot of that stuff about you, bro. So yeah, you've done well for yourself.
Yeah. I think it's
Thank
nice.
you. No, I appreciate it.
I think it's nice because I think for a lot of us, I think for a lot of people in general that do bodybuilding, I think it's very easy to it's very easy to just become very outcome driven rather than process driven, and you're constantly thinking of the end result or what the end result could be, and or what if it doesn't go my way. And look, there's obviously plenty of people in prep right now that are feeling that same way, and they're worrying about what's going to happen, in the coming shows. But at the end of the day, there is a reason why you started this. We all started this because we like training at the end of the day, and this just became something that we fell into because it's a means to an end almost. You know what I mean? Like it's something that we do, and it's something that we can work towards. We do it, and then we work towards it again. And it's a constant, obviously, process for us that we enjoy. And I think that if you find yourself constantly just thinking of the outcome of things all the time, I think it can become you end up not enjoying it if you kind of fall down that path. I think it's very easy
super
to
toxic.
fall out of love with it. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah.
It becomes super toxic if you fall into that. If you
Yeah.
just look at the outcome, it becomes a very unhealthy relationship mentally with bodybuilding, I believe.
And it's very easy to do in prep as well because you're so constantly focused on on the kind of task at hand and the prep and the competition coming up. But I think that prep is also potentially the best time to almost snap yourself out of it and be a little bit more mindful. I feel like I speak for myself here. I'm not sure about you guys, but in prep, I tend to be a little bit more mentally clear. As much as I feel fucked towards the end, like I said at the start, it's almost one of them times where you think about things a little bit deeper. You tend to have maybe potentially deeper conversations when you are having conversations, and I think it's a good opportunity to reflect back on why you're doing this and the parts that you enjoy outside of just competing.
Yeah,
This is actually something
Sorry, you go, Jake.
Sorry. Do you want?
Tyler.
Just to follow up on that, because when I've come into this prep, and obviously the last prep as well, like I've come into it with the fact, like, am I going to win?
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking not, But I have a question for, you guys, because obviously you guys are all exceptional amateur bodybuilders and Tom is now an exceptional professional bodybuilder. Have you found yourself susceptible to that when you're coming into a show and falling victim to, really playing that outcome game? And have you found that that's ruined, the process or the actual prep for you? Because, you're so fixated on this expectation or this desire to win. Because I can't even relate to that,
Who do you go
like
first?
specifically you, Tom, or Jake or Jordy, because you guys have all won state shows.
Yeah, Jordy, you go first.
Well, not you, Jake, but
I haven't.
obviously Tom or
I think I was the first classic season I did, I was very much in the realm of I'm not winning anything. Like I had competed for years, men's physique, and never placed in anything. So me doing classic that year, it was just me thinking, yep, whatever happens, happens sort of thing. It was never, I remember saying to a few people, I'm like, oh, if I could get like, a first call out in the first timers lineup, like in the novice lineup, I'll be wrapped with that. So going into that season, I was very much I ended up being overwhelmed with everything that had happened because I was so unexpected to get that result.
Yeah.
Where last year I had the mindful approach of going into that season and knowing the external expectations that were going to be put on me because of the season I had beforehand. So it was a lot of me trying to stay out of my own head and just being process driven through that prep. and just sort of being like, whatever happens, happens sort of thing, which was easier at the start of the prep.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, it just spiraled into, I have to at least win the state show. But I feel like that was going to be inevitable. But I did try really hard to just, manage those expectations as much as I could, because I did go through a toxic spiral early in the prep that could have easily derailed the rest of the prep. So I'm glad that I had the people around me at the time to, snap me out of that. And then it was just a matter of being self-aware enough after that to not let myself spiral again.
Yeah. Jayke, what about you? As someone who's in it right now, I think is a pretty good
Who's in it, yeah. And like, obviously, you're looking phenomenal. Your pictures you're posting are great. I don't doubt you've had no shortage of not just normies telling you, oh, you're gonna win, but like people who kind of know what they're looking like saying, hey man, you're looking fucking pretty good here,
Yeah. Even in my first couple preps, I have kind of always experienced this. I've always been like the potential when this guy competes, he's going to be really good, or all this kind of shit. I've always had that kind of label on me, externally put on me by other people. And that's fine, because that's what I've wanted to do since I was a fucking young kid. And then when I went through my first prep, I think that external pressure got to me far more. And I was like, I have to win this junior Mr. Australia, especially because it was my last chance to win it. I put a lot more pressure on myself to do that. And that did not help me at all. I struggled that entire last prep, mentally, physically. That whole last prep, I was a fucking mess compared to this prep. Yeah, even when I finished the prep, I still wasn't happy, even though I got the result that I wanted. I got literally the outcome that I was fucking after. That, like, everybody is so outcome driven and they just want this outcome. I got it, and I was still miserable and not happy with what I got. Like, I wasn't happy with the work that I put in, because I wasn't 100% on my plan, or fucking just anything. I just, like, it felt so not, I don't know. It just didn't feel like I deserved it.
Yeah.
It was pretty shit.
Just goes to show as well that, like, it's the show's actually won in the prep, like you even won the show and didn't feel like you won. Whereas for me personally, right, I came dead last at my first show.
Yeah.
Dead last. I did not cheat. I did everything my coach said. I was on the money the entire time. I gave my 100%, and I was like buzzing. I was like just happy to be there on the day of the show, man, and enjoyed it. So it's actually quite interesting to hear that side of the coin,
Yeah, man. And in saying that, now I feel like I have matured a lot more since that prep. And that was my entire intention of taking off that, last 2 years, is because I knew I needed to grow, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, as a fucking human and as an athlete, especially, and really develop that mindset of, this is a process. Like, you need to actually enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just going to be a miserable fuck all the time and hate this entire journey. This prep, I have, even the days that it has been so hard, where I've been having like a mental breakdown, or fucking crying, or can't hold my shit together, I've still, at the end of the day, been like, man, I fucking love this shit. Like, I've enjoyed it so much more, just knowing that every day I am getting one day closer to the goal that I have set. And regardless of the outcome, the process is just getting done. And I'm enjoying it and loving it. Like, it's been such a cool fucking journey, this prep. I've transformed fucking mentally, physically, emotionally tenfold just over this prep, let alone leading up to the prep.
Yeah.
Like I encourage anybody, like bodybuilding in itself is the best like personal development fucking journey that you can go on, because you just need to really understand how your mind works and how you tick and what makes you tick, and you just become so much more self-aware and more understanding of the people around you and all of these other things that you need to learn to just be better at bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit of a fucking ramble, but yeah.
No, man, that's
Ramble.
truly like there's a lot of truth in that for sure. There's a lot of truth in that.
Tom,
I think the reason, well, I was just going to go back to Jake there. I feel like the reason why he wasn't satisfied, even though the outcome last time around was quite good, was because he knew that he didn't do absolutely everything right in that prep. And there were elements that where he did let himself down. And even though the outcome, like he said, was actually pretty good, there wasn't that degree of fulfillment because he did let himself down at moments.
yeah, for sure.
This time around, there has been no step taken in the wrong direction. Everything has been absolutely nailed, and he's so married to the process. And at the end of the day, he's enjoying the process, which is the most important thing at the end of the day. So,
Tom, as someone, I've kind of got a two-parter question for you. So I'll go from your amateur days, talking about cereal before. You love cereal, and there has been times in the preps where you've loved cereal a little bit too much. Do you feel like those preps, although you still did very well in the preps where, maybe like Jake, you weren't perfect throughout, and you did have, your those 1 or 2 days in preps where there were a little bit of a slip up. Do you
I
still
thought you were
think
talking about
like,
Tom with the cereal.
pardon?
I thought you were talking about Tom with the cereal.
I am talking about Tom with the cereal.
Okay, yeah.
So do you feel like still at the end of those preps where you've still had a positive outcome, and look, not all of them have been the way that you've wanted them to go, but they've still been relatively positive outcomes nonetheless. Those preps, did you feel similar to how Jake did at the end? So even though the result was still great, do you feel like did you still feel disappointed in yourself or disappointed in how the prep went overall?
look, honestly, not really, because I don't think I was at the stage in my career where I was ready to demand perfection from myself.
Yeah,
And I just understood after that prep had finished that, look, this is a process. And at the end of the day, as long as every single prep that I do, I improve to some capacity, then I'll be satisfied. So I don't regret any of those moments. There's only been real one like legitimate meltdown that I've had off the back of a result, which was when I lost the state show before I eventually went and turned pro 3 weeks later.
yeah,
And that was because, similar to what Jake was just speaking about, and Jordy as well, in terms of the expectation, that season for me was kind of like a do or die moment.
yeah. You were ready to walk away.
So, yeah, it was either turn pro now or I'm not even sure when I'm going to compete again next, because I needed to knuckle down and focus on my business.
Yeah,
I needed to fix my relationship. I needed to buy a house. Like there were so many just important life things that needed to be done
yeah,
where I wasn't able to sit down and actually think about the next time that I could potentially compete. And I'll be honest, at the time, the process itself was love hate. Like there were moments where I was loving it and there were moments where I was hating it.
yeah.
So I wouldn't say that I'm perfect in terms of loving the process.
No,
Every single prep that I've done, I've grown to appreciate it a little bit more and more. And at the end of the day, that I've had this question with myself many times when I'm thinking about pulling out a prep or shit's just getting real hard. And I'm like, why do I do what I do? At the end of the day, it gives me so much purpose to the point where I'm legitimately lost without it.
yeah,
Whether you call that healthy or unhealthy, I am, and I'll accept that this is like I'm lucky, right? Like you need to have good genetics. And the reason why I actually stayed bodybuilding was because I was doing well. I
yeah,
was winning. The very first time I competed, I won my first timers. I won my weight class back in like 2019. And I didn't even really know what bodybuilding was at that point. I was like, oh, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I'll just keep going. I just love to lift weights and fucking follow a meal plan and it becomes quite addictive seeing a body change, and then it eventually grew into something a little bit more competitive. But yeah, it's been a long journey, that's for sure. To the point now where I can actually say I understand each and every single one of those mishaps and issues I've had in the past, and I can obviously help coach people through these issues because I've dealt with them myself because I was not perfect
Yeah.
until, I mean, I would say the 2023 prep where I turned pro, that was like pretty darn perfect.
Yeah.
And then the most recent prep that I did was like absolutely nailed on perfect.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a long
What
time.
does
That's
pretty
good.
done perfect mean? Elaborate on that.
For the last prep,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Like no meals or
Like,
plans.
are you saying you're
Nothing
eating a
unaccounted.
little bit more? You're like, I'm gonna have an extra 10 grams of cereal, or is it like I'm doing more myself that I shouldn't be doing, or is it, yeah? What is it? What do you mean by that?
yeah, so I'll be specific. So my 2023 prep, there were two occasions where I had a little bit more food. Like we're talking small amounts here,
Yeah.
mind you.
Yeah.
We're talking like an extra 100 grams of Greek yogurt and an extra 100 grams of strawberries one day.
Okay,
And then
okay.
there was
Hot
one
big spender.
time when I was there was one time when I was in Bali and I think I spent like I think it would have been 2 weeks or so in Bali, and my weight just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And Dean gave me a refeed, and I remember abusing that privilege a little bit because the refeed was like loosely tracked. And I went and got some frozen yogurt, and I went back and got a second serve of frozen yogurt. So there were two things that happened in the 2023 that were like a little bit off plan. But in both scenarios, I told him, and he's like, it's all good. Don't do it again, but I'm chill, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, in my 2020 prep and 2022 prep, there were like binge eating episodes because I've always been somebody that gets in shape real quickly, and within like the time span of 2 weeks, I'll go from being not food focused at all to just like ravenously hungry and food focused. And I made all those mistakes, like sitting down watching fucking food review videos and cooking videos and becoming, and I can't do that. Like, I'm not mentally resilient enough to watch all that shit and not become super food focused. So I'm like, from now on, even like Instagram pages that are posting that sort of shit, I'm fucking muting that shit because I just can't go down that path, you know? I
Mm.
actually had a chat with a client yesterday about the exact same thing. I'm like, this is only going to become a problem for you moving forward if you continue to entertain these thoughts, if you continue to entertain, food videos, Instagram pages of the sorts. You need to block that shit out now, otherwise it will only get worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I made that mistake last time as well.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We've all sat down and watched Eric the Electric episodes and cut eating 20,000 calories.
Yeah, it's weird.
It meets
I'm not
food.
gonna do it all this time around.
No.
I avoid that shit. I don't even watch full days of eating. I actually find full days of eating quite boring because
I
it's
do.
cream of rice, chicken and rice,
Yeah.
beef and rice, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
they get more.
every bodybuilder eats this.
I used to watch full day of eatings with like someone like Sadiq Hadzovic, and like you'd always be told that you like not always be told, but like at the end of their day they'd be like 160 grams of fat because they would be eating like two Five Guys burgers. I'm like, why the fuck can't I do this? What? How does this make sense? It's fun.
How is your food focus this prep, Tyler?
Honestly, man, I can't even say I really have struggled with hunger that much. For me, the hunger is really not an issue at all. The lowest my food has gotten on a rest day is 2,900, which is, it's all relative, so relatively low for me. But food focus, I haven't really given much thought at all to like post show or anything like that, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really that bothered. I'm more excited about post show in that I want to really nail it and get a really good off season off the back of it. So yeah, food focus has been fine. I obviously don't watch the eating videos. I don't really doom scroll either. I'm pretty good at that. I don't really watch reels or TikToks or anything along those lines because I just don't really find them that entertaining. So food focus has never really been an issue for me with preps. For me, it's the energy and the fatigue and the leg DOMs and just feeling overall just drained and ruined and like a shell of a person, and that like lack of emotional availability for the people around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of like shuffling around the house with your hoodie on and your slippers on, and you just don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want to do anything. You just are existing. That's what gets me. It's not so much like I'm in between meals, so hungry, I want to eat a burger, I want more food. It's always the case like, yeah, you can eat. Of course you can eat, but it's not that big of an issue.
Yeah.
And I think everyone presents those prep symptoms differently. You know, I think it is very much based on that individual person. Some people do struggle more with the hunger and they might have bundles of energy, but they struggle to maintain discipline, and others might be more similar to me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, mates, I'm very excited to see this next package. I think 20 kilos up is no fucking small feat. I think it's going to be pretty damn impressive to see you on stage. Hey, can someone, I don't know, Jake, you probably got the best access to Instagram right now. Can you pull up Tyler's Instagram? Have a look what he looks like.
I was gonna say, Tyler, you should post a 3 weeks out comparison
Yeah.
to last time. That'd be interesting.
3 weeks out from last time to this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if bro, I don't want to post my recent photos because I'm so flat. And
How are you going with, so you're coming off, you've got a refeed today and tomorrow, hey?
Yeah, so extra 200 grams carbs went in yesterday, and then we're putting in 960 grams carbs today and tomorrow.
Nice.
So yeah, we're loading up really hard, which I know my body needs, which I'm really happy about. So I'm really excited to see what that look brings, you know, because I've not been happy with how I've looked at all
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks. I really felt like my body was just withering away a little bit. So looking back at some previous photos and how I compare now from a
Jayke.
conditioning standpoint, we've lost him.
Fuck.
From like conditioning to actual fullness of the muscle and shape to my physique. I'm kind of just excited to see a bit of that fullness return and get a good assessment on what I actually look like. But I think I will probably post something on Instagram soon on a bit of a comparison. Now, I can send you some pictures though of a comparison if you want. I don't mind. I'll just have to dig some up, that's all.
What do you put that down to? So you said that over the last few weeks or so that you've seen a pretty significant dip off in fullness. Like, was that planned or did it just kind of happen really quickly and you guys were like, holy shit, we need to slow this down, you know? Like, how did that kind of eventuate?
Yeah, I think, you know, the last week because I was obviously in Bali for 4 weeks, and then the last week of Bali was kind of like, all right, let's really push hard for, you know, this final bit of fat to come off and get pretty much striking distance of stage lean. So that final week of Bali, I sent it a little bit more than what I should have, you know, like I was doing cardio every day and I was eating the normal amount of food, but you know,
So
I was meant to
this
do 100
cardio you
minutes.
were doing, sorry to interject, the cardio you were doing every day, was that a little bit more than what you were supposed to be doing?
So my cardio was 100 minutes a week, like 4 times 25 minutes.
Yeah, Jake,
And
there is clips in that video, by the way.
I did like 7 days straight there should be some clips in here. I did like 7 days straight of 25 minutes.
Why?
And steps were
Wrong?
I don't know, man. I was just fucking hungry for it. And I did like a bit of extra steps and stuff like that, you know. So I definitely flattened out a lot in that like you can see it there through the legs and stuff like that, just so inflamed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then coming back from Bali, I dropped a lot of weight and a fair bit of fullness as well, just from a few changes within like my PEDs. Obviously, growth hormone came down quite a bit from like 8 to 5 IU because I was just using quite a bit more in Bali, just because I had it in excess. So it was like, may as well use it, right? So we did see a pretty significant drop in fullness because of that from fluid.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think my body just kind of was running away from me a little bit in that regard.
Did Callum roast the shit out of you because when you told him that you're doing too
He
much?
kind of gave me the green light, you know. He's like, if you do a little bit more, you know, it's all right. So
Jake, if you did
you
that,
live
I'd
and you
roast
learn.
the fuck out of you.
But
What?
I said, if Jake did that, I'd roast the fuck out of him. I'd be like, why are you doing more than what I've told you to do?
I'm a masochist, man. but it kind of got to a point where it's like, okay, I was sort of feeling this way about my physique, and I could see just the same thing was happening last prep, where I was just really sort of like shrinking up, like I could see it.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like conservatively, it was like at a point where I didn't even look lean. I felt like I wasn't even looking lean anymore. And I was kind of thinking, God, what's going on? Like, I feel like my skin almost looks a little bit thicker and I'm looking smaller. And I just was like, obviously not feeling too great about it. And then Callum kind of slowly introduced a little bit more carbs, like extra 40 grams of carbs, which dropped another 1.2 kilos. So he put in like an extra 50 grams of carbs and, kind of maintained weight and dropped a little bit more. And then we had our like catch up check-in on Thursday, our midweek check-in. And at that point, it was kind of like, no, we need to not be so conservative here and sort of understand that I'm 111, 112 kilo body and we've run me flat this whole time. I haven't had a single refeed. We've just done like a few diet breaks, which was kind of like an extra 90 grams of carbs and then a little bit less activity. And bear in mind, like the only time I've ever done the cardio thing, Tom, was that 1 week. I did, a couple extra bike sessions. So throw me a bone. So we've not actually filled me back up. That's the reality of it. We've not actually had a look at what I look like fully blown after pushing me so flat. And I think, there's a lot of merit to that. It's actually getting a good assessment on the physique and on the look. So we made the decision to like not be so conservative and really actually get as much food in as we can over the next few days, essentially, and see what that sort of look presents on the Sunday and on the Monday.
Yeah.
So where are most of your carbs coming from at the moment? Just like extra rice flour?
Man, I tell you what, it was a mission putting this nutritional plan together because fats are still low. Like my macros for the high days are 285 pro, 960 carb, and then like 48 fat.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to fit all these carbs in with that and keeping fat so low. So it's obviously just all the same foods I normally eat, like rice, banana, honey, jams, cream of rice. I'm doing like a cereal meal. Like I said, wanted Frosties, settled for Crispex, also still excellent. Happy with that.
Crispex is the best.
No, it's not.
It is the GOAT. It is the GOAT cereal. There is no better cereal available.
I'm on the mum's special K train at the moment.
That's so gay.
That's not. It slaps.
If I could eat right now, I would be wanting Sultana brand right now.
Sultana.
I don't know, but I just want Sultana.
Yeah, I do a lot of Sultanas like in my meals. It's like my chicken and rice. So
Sultana brand is too far for me.
I know, but I love it.
Yeah,
I could eat a whole box of that shit. It's so good.
Special K.
But yeah, just more the same, man. It's all just I didn't want to kind of get any too many unknowns in the mix. So
yeah,
just I had like before this podcast, I had over half a kilo of jasmine rice. Nice. It was 150 grams of raw weight. It was like 550 cooked weight with banana and honey and sultanas. It's a lot.
It's good. Yeah. I bet you feel empty already.
Oh man, I can already feel like I'm fading now. I had it about an hour and a half ago. It's so funny how it works. But like my next meal is fish and rice, which I'm keen for. I love fish.
Yeah, nice. In terms of your training for the next 2 weeks, obviously being 3 weeks out, what's the go there? Do you guys change anything? Like, are you kind of pulling back a little bit of volume potentially, or a little bit of intensity maybe, leading into these next few weeks? And yeah, like what's the go with that kind of stuff? Are you pulling? What's the go with cardio? Have you pulled that out now, or is that still in to some extent?
Yeah. So from last Sunday's check-in, cardio went down to like 3 15-minute bike sessions. So I did those like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and definitely like just kind of pulling back the intensity and the effort on those because I just have a tendency to like when I'm on there, I want to go. It's kind of a problem. So if I'm doing 15 minutes, I'm doing 15 minutes. So Callum kind of was like, just get on there and just keep it in the routine sort of thing. Steps came down as well to just like a 10K, and over the refeed, he's like just 8 to 10,000 steps just to keep things ticking over.
Yeah.
But yeah, cardio's gone for the time being. And then training wise, like volume's pretty low. My sessions don't normally run more than an hour, which I like. I don't want to be there any longer than I necessarily have to. I just kind of want to get in, get the job done, hit my logbook, and then sort of get out. I'm sure you guys can relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, volume's pretty low, mostly like 2 sets per body part. Well, not 2 sets, but body part, like 2 sets per exercise. Some are 3. Obviously, no set intensifiers and drop sets or any of that bullshit or anything. So just sort of like about what you would expect for sure.
Yeah. Sweet as. Are you I know you kind of talked about it at the start of prep, but are you doing any more shows after nationals? Because obviously that's what is that 2 weeks after WA? Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Look, for me, a long-term goal of mine is to compete internationally. I think that's pretty much everyone's, right? But it's kind of the case of like, what is the point? Why would I spend all this money to go compete in Taiwan or Japan or the Amateur when what I have to display isn't really going to be super competitive? So for me, it's kind of the case of I would much rather save my money and go on a holiday
Yeah.
for starters. And B, I'd much rather spend that time effectively in getting healthy and preparing myself for a massing phase because long-term goal is, yeah, I absolutely want to do a run of shows overseas, but when I do that, I want to present something that's going to be much more competitive and much more formidable, and something I can really be proud of for it then to be even worth displaying on an international stage. So whilst it's a dream of mine, for me, it just doesn't really seem like something that I should be doing, like that time can be better spent progressing because I'm not there yet. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And I'm very self-aware in that regard. So if I could spend 2 weeks getting healthier and then get into my mass phase 2 weeks earlier, I would much rather that than spend 2 weeks holding this condition to get on stage in Japan and coming dead last and just experiencing the show. I want to experience the show, but I would like to get a look in or, present something worth that stage.
So I know
Japan's like 7 weeks, I think, after nationals.
Yeah, yeah, just
so
example.
that would be a terrible idea.
yeah, it's a long time.
But yeah, definitely something I want to do. And then it's also something I want to experience with people. For me, a big part of this whole thing is yeah, doing it for myself and loving the process, but experiencing it with people. Like, I caught up with Jayke the other day for a walk and just going for a walk with someone that's going through it, or going over to Melbourne with you guys and, being around you guys before the show at the gym and backstage and going through it. Like, I want to experience that internationally, kind of like what we did when we went to Mr. Olympia, Josh.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to Jayke, man, if there is a point where, say, for example, you wanted to do the amateur Josh in a few years' time,
Yeah.
like I'm gearing up for that. I want to be ready for that.
Yeah.
Because I want to go over there and I don't want to experience, because life is better experience with people. I don't want to do things by myself.
Yeah.
So if I can get in a situation where I can travel overseas, but I'm doing it with, my circle, with, my beautiful girlfriend and a circle of friends, like those sorts of memories you really cherish. So that's what I would prefer to do anyway.
Yeah, I think it's like it's funny you say that. I think the older I get, and probably the deeper I get into bodybuilding as well, and even moving over here as well. Like I think it's massively like I've wanted to be more like for the boys. You know what I mean? Like I want to do all the stuff with you guys as well. Like when Jayke said that, like to announce it, I guess. Like obviously, I know Jake's already kind of posted it, but Jake's obviously going to do the Vegas show now, which is a week and a half after nationals, if it doesn't go his way there. But regardless, he's coming, and like I was like, I'm so G'd up for that. You know what I mean? There's obviously a few of us
The
going.
FOMO is real, bro. The FOMO
I
is
know.
so
Well,
real.
you still got time, you know.
Can't
But
fucking walk.
like obviously there was a good crew going anyway. But like just to add another one, I'm like, oh yes, this is so fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like it's so fun. And like I said to Jayke when he obviously booked everything last weekend, I'm so excited to watch him experience it for the first time how you and me did last year, Like you and me when we saw Ian and and Fuad coming down the fucking elevator last year. Like I can't wait for Jayke to see that because it's fucking awesome. Like
Yeah,
it is
yeah. The
mind
meet and
blowing,
greet like exceeded my expectations.
right? And like just doing that with your friends is like it's the coolest shit ever. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait
Yeah,
to
and
compare
experiencing it with
all of
someone
us.
that has that passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like you obviously, Josh, we know that you're a super fan, right? So to have that and experience it with someone who gets it.
yeah,
Because say, for example, I went to the Mr. Olympia and I just went with Samantha,
yeah,
my girlfriend, who's removed from bodybuilding. She doesn't really follow it at all outside of me.
yeah.
I think Tom's probably, the biggest person she's ever seen. Um, so if I went with her, like it's not the same if I was like shitting my pants because I just saw Ian on the
Yeah.
escalator. But when I'm with you and you're like feeling the same thing,
Yeah.
it heightens the experience,
Yeah, it really does. I just think I'm excited for all of us to be able to do that all at the same time eventually, you know? And like it just excites me that there's so many more years of this. And it's just like I just get excited for like I'm like, oh, well, we get to do this next year again, probably. You know what I mean? Like we get to do it the year after. Like there's always
That's
something
why I
with
make the trip out to nationals every season, you know, because
yeah.
it's that.
Yeah, like I'm excited to like at least all of us get to be together for nationals, and we can all fucking even if we all can't go out for dinner, but we can all go do something, be at the gym at the same time, go for a walk and just hang
Go
out.
for a walk, yeah.
I'm just excited for that.
That's what was so weird about competing overseas because legit outside of Hannah, no one was there. So I'm
Yeah,
like, hmm. But what was really cool was just meeting new friends
yeah, of
overseas.
course.
Yeah.
Like even if you do an amateur show and no one's there with you, like you'll just make good friends with the other competitors.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a
There's a certain
win-win.
level of camaraderie in this game, isn't it? Because of what you got to go through to get to that stage.
yeah, it
Like,
does.
for sure, you know, you're going to get those assholes. Like, that's with anyone. But to a certain degree, and I know you spoke about this, Tom, with regards to sort of like the quality of the guys that were professionals. Like, when you get to that point on the professional circuit, like it's got to be that camaraderie because everyone sort of has that understanding of what it took to make it there. So there is that sort of respect given, and I think that does reign supreme across the bodybuilding culture as a whole. You know, for the most part.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I can only guess because I've never been to an amateur show overseas, but I'm guessing it would be more prevalent
Yeah,
in the pro ranks than in the amateur ranks. Because, like I said, like we're all looking around at each other, acknowledging that we fucking made it already. You
Yeah,
know, like
mm.
we've already come so far. Whereas, yeah, I think in the amateur ranks, maybe they're a little bit more
well,
on edge.
I know Mayer still talks to a few of the girls that were like the American girls backstage that were at the amateur last year.
That's
It's
good.
cool. You know, like I think there was a bit of camaraderie back there, which is awesome. Like there's still two or three of them that she still talks to. They still chat with each other and reply to each other's stories and stuff, which is cool. And a few of them are going to do it again this year, you know, like she is, which is cool. Like I think it's great.
Cool.
I think it's
You're making
great,
these
man.
connections for like 10, 15 years down the line, you know, like
Yeah.
a lot of us are going to still be in this for another 10 years. Like,
It just makes it fun. It just makes it fun. Like if we're all backstage on edge in our own heads, listening to music, not making eye contact with anybody, like that's fucking depressing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Mm.
speak to each other, have fun.
I just think like yeah, it's crazy as I think like all of us sometimes have to remind ourselves that you know it's a very competitive sport, but like at the end of the day, none of us get to choose who wins or loses.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like we
At the
step on
end of the
stage,
day, it ain't that deep.
ain't that
Yeah.
deep.
And I think
fucking,
it's important people hear this now because we're approaching
Yeah.
show season and like, don't be all gloomy backstage, man. Like, have a chat
Well,
with some people.
one thing,
there is
Smile.
people.
Like, the hard work is done. The show's
Kyle,
here. Just
what do you think of people who like to compare bodybuilding to going to war?
I saw Hannah
oh,
posting shit
I had
like
a
that earlier.
conversation with a certain someone about this today.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
saw Hannah
I
post that on her story. I was
it's
kissing myself. It's ridiculous.
like I'm eating. This is what I said to Hannah. I'm eating 6 whole food meals a day.
Yeah.
I go to the gym and I do some cardio
Yeah.
and I drag my feet a little. And yeah, it sucks sometimes, but I'm not in a trench getting rained on and shot at and exploded. Like I get it's just a phrase and it's a terminology, but
Yeah.
come on, guys. The war paint, the trenches, let's be real here. Like
Yeah, it's pretty fucking lame.
I do get it because people want to like it's a saying, you know, but
Yeah.
I think the trenches
I
need to be
can't-
left in the past.
But
I
you know what?
can't-
You know what I noticed? Why is it only bodybuilders that do that? Why aren't NBA players that are
Yeah.
at the highest level doing this stuff?
Not even NBA. What about an
they
ultra
say some
marathon
pretty
runner? What about
cringy
someone
shit,
running
too.
for
They do.
24 hours straight though? Like what about because that's hard. Run for 24 hours straight. You
Yeah.
know, they don't talk about I'm in the trenches right now, I'm suffering.
Yeah.
You know? So
They do.
do they say it? Do they?
Yeah, David Goggins bitches a lot.
Yeah, but that motherfucker's been in them trenches, boy.
Yeah. David Goggins when he's running.
But I just think to get back onto the bodybuilding stuff, like where I said, you know, the part where, you know, none of us get to choose whether we win or lose on that day. Scotty has said something repeatedly throughout the time that I've known him that I think is rings very true for a lot of people, is that if you keep coming back to each season that you do better and better and better, there is almost an inevitable chance that eventually you probably will win.
Mm.
You continue to compete and you continue to come back better, significantly improved, you listen to what you need to do, and you come back better and better and better, there is a very good chance that eventually you will get what you want, you know? I think people need to realize that there is freaks that win their fucking pro cards the first time they compete, and there are very few of those people. And you see a lot of these people because I think they get a lot of publicity and it's kind of shoved in your face a lot, you know? We always joke about it, all of us, like there's fucking Anton who's fucking 21 years old and he's an absolute freak. There's all these other freaks that are 18, 19 years old and they're fucking ridiculous, like way beyond all of us, you know? And like I think it's one of those things to be like if everyone just keeps running their own race, it's cool. It will happen. You know, like just do your own thing, keep doing what you need to do, and just do the right thing, you know, and good things will come.
That's why I think one of the worst things you can do when you're in prep, when you're a little bit emotionally vulnerable, is first thing in the morning you wake up and you start scrolling on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
and we all do it, but it's such a bad habit. And
Yeah.
luckily, Hannah was roasting me towards the end of prep. Like she was like, "Get the fuck off your phone! Stop going on Instagram!" Like, because she could see that I was starting to get a little bit on edge and a little bit in my own head. And
Yeah.
then I was like, "Yeah, right. I'm gonna stop doing that from now on. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is not going to be scrolling on Instagram." And because you just accidentally end up comparing yourself to others, and
Yeah.
it's never a good spot to be.
It's
Mm.
it's a natural thing to do, and we've all done it, and we all do it, and it's just one of those things that I think you have to have someone snap yourself out of if you can't do it yourself, you know, because it can be very hard to snap yourself out of it when you're in that moment, you know. Me and Jake were talking. It's like someone calms you down, and an hour later you're back to that point again, you know. It's like it works for a little bit, but then it's very easy to get back to that point, you know. So I think it's one of those things where it's just a very mindful thing where you just have to keep reminding yourself. That it doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter if what you look like before on that like and no, it doesn't matter what anyone else looks like until you step on stage with them on that day. And that's where it's decided and it is what it is. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Facts.
I would love Tyler's Olympia picks, Jordy, if you would like to pull those up.
Hey,
Early Olympia picks.
myself.
I say early,
Can we
but
get a
we're
list?
like what, 6 weeks out, 7 weeks out.
Yeah.
How crazy is that, eh?
I know. Tyler, what do you think to O's going to open?
I think that is fantastic. That is the best news I heard all day.
You're
So
you're an
happy.
open fiend. You'd love it if everyone just went open.
I am an open enthusiast. I am, in fact, in the camp that classic physique is ruining the open division.
That's crazy.
And I love classic physique, and I think classic has brought so much to the sport. But the fact is, classic physique is ruining open.
So me, Jordy,
Why
and
is that a fact?
Because
I
if
need-
there was no classic, all of these classic guys would have to max out their frames, and they wouldn't be inhibited by their weight cap. And we would have so many freaks of freaks in the open, and it would be awesome. So, and I'm in this
I don't-
business because I like seeing the freaks. I want to see the peak of
Yeah.
the human body. Don't get me wrong, I love classic. Classic's great. I think it's a cool division and shit like that. I'm taking the piss a little bit, but
Yeah,
part of me
but
is like, just imagine
think
if all these classic guys went open and how cool that would be.
I think it's a topic. It's a topic of conversation because I think you'd be surprised. Like all these classic dudes are still trying to get as big as they can possibly get, and in this situation, Urs has gotten to the point where he can no longer get any bigger. But that's not necessarily the case for everybody that is in
No,
classic,
yeah, you're
or
right.
even the vast
You are right.
majority, I don't think. Like if
But then
everyone that
even
was in
like
classic,
I think of those
Well,
great
like, if they-
physiques back in the early 2000s and 90s, like your Miloshes and your Gunters and your Lee Labradas and stuff like that. You know, like Milos would have maybe fallen into that classic category, right? If he didn't have to get so big. Like he had that classic structure, but there just wasn't any classic. So we'd see more physiques like that in the open circuit.
I wonder what Flex Wheeler's classic cap would have been, and if he was ever underneath it.
I feel like in the
Yeah,
early
I mean, if they
days,
took all the oil out of his arms, maybe.
I feel like early flex would like early, I don't know, that's hard to say. Yeah, I feel like he would have. I feel like his weight cut would have been like, I don't know, 220, 225, 230.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone want to revise their own before Tyler goes?
I just did mine.
I saw that.
Yeah, because I think Jordan beats Tonio. Oh, actually, that's
Do
a hard
you?
one.
Do you really?
Yes. Yes.
I think he does just in terms of. I think he's just a. I think
He's a big
Tonio's a little.
motherfucker.
Yeah, like, he's just bigger. I mean, I think Tonio is fantastic, and he's so well rounded. He's so pleasing to look at.
Tom hasn't even got Brandon in his top 10.
Yeah, that's going to have to change as well, I think, too. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that one later. But I do think Jordan makes top 10. I could see him being 10th.
So
Yeah,
you
I
want
can as
Tony
well.
out?
Yeah, kick him out. Sorry, Tonio.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
How far?
Is Huffer even doing it?
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I've realized, Josh?
What?
For such a bodybuilding enthusiast, your tips are fucking horrendous.
You know what? It's funny
just
because I'm
realised
like,
that?
Go on, Tyler.
I'm kind of like wanting to pick Nick first too.
There it is. Tyler's my G when it comes to Nick. He is my guy.
I don't know. I just
And you can't even
happen.
tell me that they're terrible picks. What the fuck do you mean? That's legit. Like that all makes sense. I would maybe have Brandon in there. I would actually go
Maybe you would maybe have a Mr. Olympia in your top 10.
okay.
Yeah.
I
That's a
would
hot
go,
take.
all right, go William, and then I would actually go. Oh, this is hard actually. Go Akeem 7th,
Whoa.
then go Brandon,
How old is Akeem?
and then go Jordan on 10th. Like I can see him beating. I don't think it's out of this world. Keep Rafa there, please.
I'm just gonna go to the toilet really quick, guys.
Yeah. Jake, would you like to change anything?
No.
Or you're good. Jake, did you fall asleep multiple times?
Yes.
I have a video of it. It's great.
Oh, really? That's so good.
You just see everyone watching. Everyone's gonna go back and watch it after they didn't know. You just see Jake going like this.
Man, I felt it multiple times. I'm like sitting back here, and I feel my head just like rocking back slightly. I'm like, oh fuck.
Right, I kept falling asleep during my haircut on Wednesday. It was so funny.
Right.
My brother kept laughing at me. Did you know when you like fall asleep and then you like jolt up? I did that like 2 or 3 times, just pissing us off. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm cooked.
I do it all the time during my haircut and all
Yeah.
the time during my massage.
It's so relaxing, man.
I love it.
Haircuts are the
Yeah.
best. That's peak relaxation for me.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
fucking hell. How you feel? Are you excited for America?
Oh, dude, so beyond excited. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm just keen for the next like year and a bit.
Yeah. Exciting. It'll be very exciting. How are you, Tom?
Pretty cool.
Good, mate. I'm growing. I'm happy with the progress at the moment. My arms are blowing up. Backs are blowing up.
That front double you put up in Doherty's was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I thought that did actually look quite good because even my biceps actually look
Wait, Jordy.
quite
Sorry,
sound.
Yeah.
Tom. Wait, can you bring up my pictures 3 weeks out?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the photos they were great.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Almost as happy at that as I was at Jake's pictures that he sent me.
I shit my pants when I saw Jayke today.
Oh no.
Going hypo,
Yeah, guys,
Tom.
if you had a
Going hypo.
man, if this call was on when did we catch up, Jake? Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Fuck me, I would have been nowhere.
All right.
I can feel it coming on now though. Look at that. That's something, eh?
Tony's posing room lighting is diabolical.
Yeah, the lighting definitely is adding to it.
So we
Yeah,
put you
wow.
through some rounds. So obviously you pose with Tony on Monday and Tuesday. And
Other Tony.
other Tony Doherty.
That YouTube video will be uploaded tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Of him absolutely rinsing me.
Oh, did
Tony
he think it clips of it, not just video, not just photos?
He got some clips, yeah.
Oh, great. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, these are fucking crazy.
One for the history books for me. Fucking really cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
You happy with these then?
Yeah.
These are nice and full here, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Your arms look so full.
Yeah. I had a pump. Well, it was post workout, but it was push day.
They look great.
Posing trunks look good.
Mhm.
They do.
Yeah, they are nice.
Where did you
What
get
brand
them?
is that?
It can wear.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where are they based?
Sydney.
True.
Yeah, they're custom made ones.
Are they allowed to be that high, or are they just for practice ones?
That is 100%. Yeah, I made sure.
Oh, nice. I really like those. I like those more than mine.
Yeah, they are nice.
They're starting to get a little bit loose in my butt. I know, compared to when I bought them like 2 weeks ago.
We'll tuck that shit in even more.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Just got to get more shredded.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, there's a little bit more.
There's always more, isn't there?
Yeah.
You didn't wear those trunks when you posed for Mr. Doherty, did you?
Nah.
That would be good though to do that because
I will do that.
I would recommend.
Why are you saying that? Because of shape?
I've just heard some feedback in the past about some of the judges not being too fond of guys that pull their trunks up their ass.
Yeah, okay.
Even
Especially
though
amateurs, eh?
well, I mean, all these judges only judge amateurs for the most part anyway.
But if you pull them up like I think it just looks bad if you're hiking them up your butt mid stage, you know?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
if you just pull them up before you get out on stage, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But if you're just like standing there in the middle of the stage, fucking pulling out your nuts and fucking pulling a wedgie up your ass, like doesn't look that good.
No, but like these guys had already, like they just walked out with them this way, and then they were told that their trunks were too high. So,
wow, why? That's so silly.
Might be worth getting feedback on it anyway.
Yeah. I would.
Anyway, Tyler, Olympia picks.
All right. I've actually got the list up here so I can work through it a little bit. But do I get another opportunity to change? Surely I'm going to be on this before the O.
Yeah, we'll get you on.
Sure.
Get you on.
Okay, that's good. So it's not set in stone here. All right, I'm doing it. Nick, to win the Mr. Olympia contest this year.
My guy.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go Derek.
What?
Wow.
And then I'm going to go Samson.
That's crazy.
You've lost me there, mate.
And then I'm going to go Hardy.
I can see that.
And then I'm going to go Andrew.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Now, this is where it gets hard.
Does it?
Martin.
Yes.
Now it gets hard.
Josh, while you're sitting there, get up the Texas results.
I think I'm going to have to go, as much as I don't like to, Brandon. Just seems wrong to put a Mr. Olympia outside of the top 10A. Like
No,
it just.
It's also hard because he looked really good at the Arnolds this year.
All right, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to go Akeem.
Who would go? Like,
Then I'm going to go. I'm going to Rubiel. And then I'm going to go.
You reckon Rubio will be in the top 10? I don't know. I think condition matters, and I just don't think it's going to be there.
Who beats him? Tonio beats him?
Yeah. And
Joy's too small?
I think Tonio and Rafa and Jordan beat him.
Regan.
And Regan.
Regan?
Oh,
No.
not Regan.
Yeah, can you put Jordan Hutchinson in my 10?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for 10.
Yeah, just get rid of Akeem.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jordan in that 10 spot because he's hot right now.
There you go, pause.
Yeah, you got me second guessing Rubiel now, but
yeah, the Olympia is normally the big guy show, but I think
it's big, ugly, and not in condition.
Yeah, I think the condition is going to matter.
It does, especially when the top 10 are all peeled. So,
all right, you want to do these now?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good.
In first place, Jordan Hutchinson. Tom was
All
in
right,
the
so-
last one, of course.
So if fucking Tom wins this, I swear to God.
He's going to win this. No.
Palacios was
Quinton
third.
was third.
Oh, Quinton was third, motherfucker.
Fully.
Yes.
Let
What
me
did I
down.
think?
See, never tipping him again.
Joseph was second, obviously. John Jewett was fourth. Emir was fifth.
What's that? 2 off for Emil? Yep.
Bruno was sixth.
Mm.
Patrick Moore was ninth.
3.
Stu was eighth, so bang on. And
Ping.
Ping was 11th.
Ah, that's not too bad.
Savoy was 10th, so bang on.
Not bad.
It's mark. So 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Stu was, what was Stu again?
He was
Eighth.
eighth.
2.
2. Patrick Moore was 9.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Emir was
Amir
So
fucked me.
3.
Yeah. 2.
Ping 2.
Oh, it's high,
Ooh. I think
Shit.
Jayke's winning. I think Jayke won.
essentially.
Sucked in, boys.
Why did I have Ping in eighth? Did you have
2,
that?
1. No, why would I change that?
Oh, wouldn't you? You played on my downfall.
What was Stu again?
Oh,
Eighth.
he was
Oh.
eighth, bro.
Josh is not winning.
I'm not winning. Oh, yeah, 3. Settle.
1.
Yeah,
Emir was what?
No, Bruno was 6. Fuck me. You are playing on my downfall. Emir was 5th.
Fifth, 2, 3, 3, 0.
Oh, you got
0.
right.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Oh, shit.
Hi. Oh, shit.
Comeback.
Is this going to be, do we all get points?
Close.
So, 1, 1, no, 2, 2.
You were
One.
going lucky because the hood don't love it. What a banger.
Was it Bruno 1? Yeah. What was Emir again?
6.
6. No, he wasn't. He was, Emir was 5th.
Fifth. So 1. Stu 1. Moore 1. Yep. Jayke 1.
Shit.
Savoy was
1.
how many?
1 and 1.
1 and 1.
Shit.
Sucked
There
in,
it is.
So
bitches.
Is
the
that
rest.
the first time you've earned points? Yes, it
Normal
is.
show. 6.
Yeah, it is.
He's on the board.
I'm not even on the board yet. I Tyler
What I
to.
mean, bro.
Are we going to predict Italy?
Yeah.
We haven't got the
We don't
full,
have a
but we
list
know
yet.
who's doing it. Pardon?
We don't have a list yet.
We have a
We'll do
rough.
it next week because it's next weekend.
Yeah, but I want to get Tyler's picks. Do we get him to phone in?
Yeah, phone in.
I mean, the show's not going to be very good.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It's stacked.
Bro, Urs is doing it.
Well-
It's going to be a hype show.
Bro, there's that Stefan guy doing it too.
Yeah, sorry. Let me rephrase. It's a very small show, I think, but it actually is quite stacked, to be fair.
All right, can you bring us back to the normal view? I've got a question to ask Tyler and the other boys. So, Chris let out on one of the comment sections that Urs has been prepping for this show. So this was not a last minute decision. So Nay seems to think that Urs made this decision after Chris did the Prague show last year. Does that change where he places at this show over him just deciding to do this last minute because he's struggling to fit the cap?
I
Yeah,
don't think he would have made the decision after Prague.
But I think he made it early.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been that early. That's super long time ago.
But the way Chris said, he's been prepping for this show. So that makes me think that there's been a good bit of time under this belt ready for this, you know?
He's a meathead. He would have been training the same regardless. Like, I personally think he would have been trying to just get as big as he fucking would have been anyway. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what Tom does? Isn't that
but Urs has been struggling to fit the cap the last few years, so I don't know if it.
Yeah, exactly. For years he's been struggling. You think he would change anything? He's just continuing to train like a fucking freak and just grow.
Yeah.
So
I think there
he's
is
realized, okay, I need to lose literally 18 kilograms of tissue to make weight.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to do that.
So, okay. So, do you guys think that, like, let's say he decided 3 months ago that he was going to do this Italy show instead? Do you think so do you all agree that this could change where he places?
I don't think that would change anything.
You don't reckon?
I do, because
what
I
would
think,
change?
well, there's a
Stay on
degree of
drugs a little bit longer.
there's a degree of comfort there, like knowing that you're in classic and knowing that you have to suck down, like how far above your weight cap are you actually comfortable getting to? Whereas that's removed now
Yeah.
and has been removed for some time. So
I also think
it seems like
if it's true that they've known this for a long time, then I think it'll result in him being, I mean, obviously he's going to be a lot bigger anyway. So I suppose a good question would be, how much heavier is he going to be on stage compared to his classic weight cap? What, 10 pounds heavier, 15 pounds heavier?
Well, no, he's currently 15 kilos heavier than his Olympia stage weight, and he said he's ready.
Oh, fuck. If
That's what I'm saying.
Is that true?
Urs
That's 30
is a
pounds.
bodybuilder. Urs is somebody who in the off season is fucking 270 shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
This
this,
is
he's stepping on stage at 250,
What is-
260.
That's what I'm
So
saying. What is he changing? He's going to be fucking huge.
I
Yeah.
do think,
He's just not over dieting.
I do also think that the drugs could potentially have changed at this point as well.
Yeah,
he's
he's not,
probably just taking a
he's
bit
not
more.
thrashing 75 micrograms of T3 anymore.
Yeah. He probably feels a whole lot healthier at this weight, which would be crazy, but he probably does.
Does he finish top 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so personally.
I think he pushes that first and second.
Same.
I wouldn't be shocked if he wins.
You would not be shocked, or you would be?
No, I wouldn't be shocked if he
I
wins.
wouldn't either. We're talking about someone who is going to be peeled out of their fucking mind, and we know he is as well. He's not going to let that slip because that's his trademark. His body parts that lack when he gets down to the classic cap, like his back and his arms, are going to be far more superior to what they have been in the past. I think he is going to have a big fucking run here, and I think he's going to hurt some fucking feelings.
Yep.
I'm going to predict him to win. Right. I'm predicting him to win. I'm going to tell you that
right now. Predicting
to win, to beat Quinton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Wow.
I mean, it is possible.
I think if he doesn't win Italy, I think if he doesn't win Italy, I'm almost guaranteeing I'll put money on it that he wins Germany.
Germany qualifies for 2025?
Yeah, this year. These are the last two for the year.
Oh, who else is doing Germany? I'm guessing everyone will jump in.
So in this list is Quint, Mark Hector, Lewis Breed, and Sergio are the big names.
Sergio.
Oh, I definitely have him minimum second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he can quite easily surpass Lewis and Sergio. And I think Mark and Quint are going to be kind of the tests for him because they're also very shapely guys and very big guys as well.
I think even with Urs having a slightly underdeveloped back in the past, I think it's better than Quint's.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And the detail comparatively to Quint is going to be night and day.
Like obviously structurally Quinton's going to be probably bigger. I mean, he's obviously taller. I don't know if he's structurally much wider. I'm not too sure. Probably is. But
I think as well as the presentation is so crisp.
And he's very detailed as well. He's not just shredded, he's actually detailed as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's good. He's going to be good. He's going to win.
Well, let's break it down. Let's go shot by shot. What's front double bicep, Quint or Urs? Quint.
I would give that to Quint, yeah.
It's hard not to give that to Quint.
Yeah. Front lat spread?
I might give that. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think it's a bit closer, but I would still probably go.
I don't know, actually.
Did you? Oh, yeah, it's hard.
Quinton doesn't pose it very well. I don't rate Quinton's posing.
It's hard.
That's a 50-51, actually.
Yeah, I would say that's close.
Side chest. Urs.
Yeah, I'd probably go Urs just based on detail.
The only thing
Quint's side chest, he really bunches up. You know, he kind of like rolls his shit. Doesn't look very comfortable in the pose. There's a few gaps there.
The only thing that might hurt Urs in the side chest is his arm thickness. That's the only thing, because I think his side leg is going to be better. His chest is going to be comparable. Fuck yeah! Actually, as we start going pose by pose, it's very close.
We can
I think the
go.
reason why I'm giving it to Urs is because he's going to be in better shape.
Yeah.
He's going to win. I think I'm predicting him to win both back shots,
Yeah.
ab and thigh,
Yeah.
and at least one of those side shots. And I just think overall, because his condition is going to be like 5 to 10% better, they might just give him the nod.
I think his most muscular will be pretty fucking gnarly as well.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm like, I
Urges.
don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
What's he going to
I
do?
just think
What-
the size of Quinton, though, when you put him in a most muscular, because it's a most muscular, it's like that's the big man shot. So when you put Quinton in that,
Yeah.
the size of the delts and the arms and the actual structure of Quinton, because he's a big, tall guy,
But we can
might
we can
actually
say that
overpower
we
Urs.
can say that all day, but Quinton's lost to much smaller guys.
Well, this is a different Quinton, though.
Yeah,
it is,
Quinton is
but-
a lot better now.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's funny because you're usually Quinton's biggest fan, and now because you're a bigger fan of Urs, you're like you're trying to see it in a different way.
I think I can see it in both ways though. I think that
I personally think we're all jumping the gun until we see him, but
I said to Jordy today.
Well,
I said to Jordy today, I think Quinton will win Italy, and I think Urs will win Germany.
I could see that.
think about
That's
Urs when he
how
did
I
that
see it.
guest posing at the Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
remember?
2 years
And
ago,
he looked
it was fucking
massive.
ridiculous.
And he looked massive,
that's-
and he was in shape.
Yeah,
that's a good reference point. Yeah.
but that was 2
Because
years ago.
I remember seeing those pictures and just thinking, holy shit, like he's striking distance of contest shape
Yeah.
and he's huge.
And he was like 260.
So, yeah.
It's legit.
I'm
So I
starting
don't
to
know.
understand how it is.
He's not much shorter than Quinton, is he? Like,
Well,
No.
Quinton's like 6'2", I think. Urs is like 5'11", 6 foot.
I think he's 6. I think Urs is 6 foot. I could be wrong.
Probably right.
It's gonna be good. I actually can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'll be honest, my initial reaction was, why the fuck would he do that? And now I'm the reference point that you just mentioned then, that was what I kind of thought about, that guest posing appearance. I'm like, actually, he wasn't that far out of shape back then, and he was not small
No.
by any means. And he's still young. Like, he's not old. I think he's younger than me.
Yeah, he's 20.
So-
He's 27.
He's like 26, 27.
Yeah, I think he's 27. So I think it's a good move because I think the biggest reason for him was simply because how can he continue doing bodybuilding without the bodybuilding element?
Yeah.
Like, he's not building shit.
Yeah.
Literally
So-
just starvation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's spoken about that in the past as well, like struggling to actually enjoy his off seasons because he is so limited.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And genuinely, when I saw that, I got so excited about it. Like, I think it's great, to be
I
honest
think
with
they're
you.
going to be fucking crazy shows.
Same. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see the evolution of Urs over the next couple
Yeah.
of years.
That's what I was going to say. Where, like, Urs in a few years, is he, coming top 6 at the Open? Like, can he get that kind of density that a Martin has? Or
I think so. I think he can.
I think so. He's got those genetics.
Yeah, I think it's hard to see him in 2-3 years time. I think it's hard to see him outside of the top 6 to 7.
I
Yeah.
would agree.
wow,
I'd be willing to
so
place
would
him.
I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he's that
Yeah,
impressive.
it's
I think
pretty
his
cool,
shape-
hey?
if he can keep that shape good, I think he's going to be fucking really impressive. And like like I think it's sad because in his post, just to end this off, like in his post that he kind of put up announcing it, he was like, I know I'm potentially risking placings and monetary value here, and I'm like, I don't see it. Like, I don't think he sees, like, I think people think and agree that he is going to be a contender in the open class. I don't think he's going to be a guy that just consistently gets third, fourth, and fifths and doesn't qualify, or does qualify and gets fucking last call out of the Olympia. Like, I think he's going to be a guy that is going to creep his way in there pretty quickly. So,
Well, yeah, and it's one step backwards in the short term for 2 steps forwards in the long term. Like,
yeah. And he's a
And
very
he'll be
marketable
known.
person as well.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He'll be known as probably the most successful, at least in the
2.0.
short term anyway, the most successful classic guy moving to bodybuilding. Like, that's what I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, boys.
All right, boys.
Love yous.
Big love.
That's a wrap, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on, guys. I
Anytime.
appreciate it. I very
Thank
much
you.
enjoyed my time spent with you
This
all,
was a
as
banger of a
always.
podcast, guys. This was the best one yet, for sure.
Jake missed half of it.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck would you know?
Jake's like, I can't wait to watch it, guys. I slept through half of it, so I got something to watch.
It was still good. It was when I was awake. It was great.
Tyler, I'm super excited to see you on stage, man. I'm fucking so stoked to see the improvements that you made over the last few years. It's been as one of your close friends, it's been cool to see over the last few years, man.
I appreciate you guys' support truly and for having me on. Like, I don't feel like very deserving of the company, given you guys are all quite well established. But nevertheless, like I appreciate the shout out and giving me the opportunity to be on. Obviously, you guys know that I watch every episode, so it's cool to be part of it. And I do hope that you'll have me back at some point and can provide some more value. Hopefully, anytime, obviously in prep or out, but hopefully before the Olympia, I'd like to refine my picks just in case.
We'll do that for sure. Alrighty, boys.
Easy.
All right, boys.
Love yous.
All
See you
right,
soon.
Love yous.